Welcome back to a new Taekook one shot. The city was loud, blurring homes, flashing lights, rushed footsteps, rain falling like a certain over lit streets. People moved like shadows, chasing something they couldn't name, but in one small corner of the sky, something gentle was quietly forming, something that didn't need much to be real, a silent symphony, and at the heart of it stood Jungkook and Taehyung. Jungkook was the kind of person who saw magic in ordinary things. The way morning sunlight filtered through a cafe window, the sound of children laughing in the park, how steam crawled over a wave cup of tea. He had a heart wide open, curious, and kind, the kind of soul who made even strangers feel like they belonged. He carried notebooks filled with half-written poems and sketchbooks of flowers, petals, and faces he saw once but never forget. On the other hand, was quiet. He didn't like talking unless he had to. He didn't trust easily. His feelings were bruised deeply. And was like his paintings were haunting, tender, heavy with the weight of words. He never said he painted like someone who had too much to feel and no way to say it. They met on a rainy afternoon. Jungkook was volunteering at a local art gallery. He was rest locking branches when he first saw the paintings, a series of canvases stuck in the corner of the gallery, drawn in muted blues and long shadows. Each one left etching, loving, real. Jungkook stood still, eyes wide, breathed. As his fingers scrolled around the branch in his hand, Jungkook whispered, "Who painted these?" One of the staff said, "Taehyung, he's proud around here somewhere, usually sketching in the back." Jungkook didn't. He found Taehyung seated near a window, hunched over a sketchbook. Raindrops tapped the glass behind him. His brown hair was still messy, his fingers smudged with charcoal. He looked up, curious and distant. When Jungkook approached, Jungkook silent. He smiled softly. "Hi, I'm Jungkook," Taehyung said. "Nothing, just blinked." "Look," Jungkook confused. "Your paintings, they are hit me hard. They feel like someone trying to scream without making a sound." Taehyung's pencil paused. Then, without looking up, he said, "I don't paint for people to understand." Jungkook title headed, maybe, but I think some part of you wants to be understood. Taehyung finally looked at him. His eyes were sharp but tired, as if carrying too many sleepless nights. He didn't reply, but he didn't ask Jungkook to leave either. That was the beginning. The friendship started slow. Little things. Jungkook would drop by the gallery on free days, always finding Taehyung sitting in the usual spot. Sometimes he brought coffee, other times books about art, of music, or things that made him think of Taehyung. Jungkook talked a lot about sunset, about favorite cafes, about how he once tried to adopt a stray cat, but it scratched him and ran away. Taehyung rarely responded, but he listened. He listened with full attention, as if every word Jungkook said mattered more than he let on. One day, Jungkook noticed something new in Taehyung's sketchbook, a drawing. It was him, messy hair, round eyes, laughing. It was loose, raw, but It was the first compliment, the first soft confession. Jungkook pretended not to blush. Days turned into weeks. They began spending time outside the gallery, bookstore visits, quiet parks, even grocery runs, where Taehyung would silently pick out Jungkook's favorite snacks. Jungkook left note to get onto Taehyung's sketchbook. You don't have to say anything. I hear you anyway. The silence is never empty to me. And in return, things painting changed and they became warmer, no longer just grey and blue. No, now there were soft gold, hint of blush pink, deep bronze, browns color that felt like home. Jungkook saw himself in those strokes. He saw the way Taehyung painted his laughter, the curve of his back when he danced, and the glint in his eyes when he talked about the canvas in their now shared apartment. He held his bruise but didn't move. Jungkook came behind him, dropped a blanket. Taehyung shook his head. I don't know how to start. I don't know how to say. Jungkook took his hand gently. Then don't say it, show me. Taehyung thought moved as he swelled hard. Then slowly, carefully he raised his hand and touched Jungkook's chest. The fingertips barely there. Jungkook froze. It wasn't the touch that made his heart race. It was the fact that Taehyung was the one who reached first. Then quietly, almost hesitantly, Taehyung leaned in. Their lips made soft and shy and trembling. Jungkook's hand reached up, took up the back of Taehyung's neck, guarding him. When they broke apart, Jungkook smiled. Jungkook said softly, you are getting better at this. Taehyung flushed, murmured, I have a good teacher. The love wasn't loud. It was in that Jungkook always putting extra sugar in Taehyung's tea, just the way he liked. Taehyung's heart glowing warmer every day. Love wasn't a word between them, it was an action. It was how Jungkook would hum when folding laundry and Taehyung would sketch him with a fond smile. It was the way they looked at each other when the other wasn't watching. One morning, Jungkook woke up to find a canvas resting against the wall. He rubbed his eyes and walked closer. Two fingers curled together, fingers intertwined, wrapped in morning light. His heart tightened. He turned to see Taehyung half asleep. Beside him, Jungkook whispered, Taehyung blinked sleepily. Jungkook leaned in, nose brushing, eyes soft, I love you. Taehyung didn't speak but pulled Jungkook closer, pushing his face into his chest, arm wrapping around him tightly. He didn't say it. The days that followed were soft. The city still burst outside their windows, full of urgency, noise and crowds, but inside their apartment everything slowed down. The world was quieter, gentle. Jungkook and Taehyung had never needed grand gestures. Their love wasn't built on firework kisses or dramatic scenes. It lived in stillness, in ordinary moments wrapped in warmth, and yet there were things left unsaid, not because they didn't matter, but because they mattered too much. Taehyung sat by the window one cloudy afternoon, his sketchbook open in his lap, his pencil moved slowly, barely pressing the paper. The page stayed soft, mostly empty, his thoughts a tangled mess inside the chest. He didn't know how to say it, how much he needed Jungkook, how Jungkook had walked straight into his life barefoot and smiling, and never once asked for one more than what Taehyung could give, and somehow Taehyung had ended up giving everything anyway. Jungkook came home from work crying, carrying 2 cups of hot chocolate. The air smelled like rain. He kicked off his shoes and found Taehyung where he always was, near the window. Her messy eyes far away. Jungkook, hey, artist. Taehyung looked up and blinked. Slowly, hey, Jungkook walked over, placed the chocolate beside him, and sat down cross-legged. You didn't eat lunch again? Taehyung wasn't hungry. Jungkook frowned. You always say that. Taehyung closed his sketchbook and leaned his head against the window. I just didn't feel like it. Jungkook was quiet for a moment. He studied Taehyung carefully. Jungkook, talk to me. Taehyung shook his head. Jungkook, is it the painting? Is it not coming out right? Taehyung, no, it's not that. Jungkook gently brushing Taehyung's hair away from his eyes. Then what it is? Taehyung stared at him, struggling his chest as with the pressure of unsaid words. Taehyung, I'm scared. Jungkook, of what? Taehyung looked down at his hands. Of this, us, of how much I feel it's too much sometimes and I don't know what to do with it. Jungkook's was soft and why does that scare you? Taehyung, because I have never loved like this. I have never been this close to someone and what if I mess it up? Jungkook leaned forward, resting his forehead against Taehyung's. You wouldn't. Taehyung, you don't know that. Jungkook, I do, because I know you. Later that evening, they sat on the couch, legs tangled under a shared blanket. The TV played a movie neither of them were watching. Taehyung's head rested on fingers absently tracked circles on Jungkook's thigh. Taehyung, do you ever think about how we met? Jungkook smiled all the time. Taehyung, you were so warm. I didn't know what to do with someone like you. Jungkook, you didn't run away though. Taehyung, no, I didn't. Jungkook, do you ever regret letting me in? Taehyung sat up slowly, turning to face him. Never. I just regret not letting you in sooner. That night, when they fall asleep, Jungkook noticed Taehyung crawled closer than usual, holding onto his hoodie like it was a lifeline. Morning, Jungkook was making breakfast, scrambled egg and toast. Taehyung came in quietly, yawning and rubbing his eyes. Taehyung, you are up early. Jungkook wanted to cook for you. Taehyung smiled sleepily and wrapped his arms around Jungkook's waist from behind. Taehyung laughing, you just want the first bite. Taehyung, maybe. Jungkook turned around, wiping his hands. Taehyung, can I ask you something? Taehyung nodded. Jungkook, why do you never say I love you? Taehyung's body froze slightly. Taehyung, I do love you. Jungkook, I know, I feel it, but do you ever want to see it? Taehyung hesitated. Taehyung, words are scary for me. They always have been, but I'm trying. Jungkook covered Taehyung's cheek. You don't have to say it if it hurts. I just want you to know. I will wait. I will always wait. The afternoon, Taehyung started a new painting. It was of their kitchen. The two of them, Jungkook smiling, full of grocery. Taehyung sitting on the counter, watching him with soft eyes. It was simple, but it was real. He painted all day, barely so stopping to breathe. Each stroke was a sentence he didn't know how to say out loud. And when Jungkook came home, there tired but happy, he found the canvas resting by the wall. Jungkook kissed that thing softly. Yes, it's us. Jungkook stepped closer, eyes shining. You painted me, laughing Taehyung, because you make me feel lighter, brighter, like I am not trying anymore. Jungkook turned, pulling Taehyung into a hug. You saved me too, Tae. Every single day. They went to the rooftop that night. The rain had stopped at the sky. He turned to look at Taehyung, and in that moment, he didn't need words. He saw everything in those brown eyes. Fear, hope, love. Jungkook reached over, holding Taehyung's hand. Me too. That night, When they climbed into bed, Jungkook whispered against Taehyung's shoulder, Jungkook, you don't have to say it with words, but when you are ready, I will listen. Taehyung didn't answer. He just reached for Jungkook's hand under the blanket, held it tight. He wasn't ready to speak it, not yet, but he was painting it, breathing it, living it every single day. The next morning, as they stood brushing their teeth side by side, Taehyung looked at Jungkook in the mirror. He was sleeping. Hair messy, toothbrush in mouth, and somehow more beautiful than ever. Without planning it, without thinking, Taehyung said softly, almost accidentally, Taehyung, I love you. Jungkook froze, foam still in his mouth. Eyes wide. Jungkook, wait, what? Taehyung is smiling. I love you. Jungkook spit out his toothpaste onto him with a dazed grin. Say it again. Taehyung rolling his eyes. No. Jungkook, Taehyung sighing. I love you. Jungkook kissed him right there in the bathroom, tasting like mint and warmth and morning sun. When they pulled back, Jungkook whispered, took you long enough. Taehyung, I was painting it while the whole time. World didn't stop for love, cars still rushed by, deadlines still bloomed, the city still cried with lullaby of trains, horns, and late night siren. But in their quiet little apartment, tucked between elevation and rooftop, Jungkook and Taehyung built something timeless, a kind of forever that didn't need a promise. It just excited like breathe. Taehyung was painting in oversized sweaters. They would break playfully about whose turn it was to take out the dress only. Their love wasn't perfect, but it was real. One rainy Sunday, Taehyung stood before the blank canvas, the same blankness that used to terrify him more felt different. He didn't need to pour out paint. Yes, he wanted to paint Jungkook, not just his face. He had painted that more times than he could count. But what Jungkook felt like the warmth in his laugh, the way his presence made even silence feel like magic, the way his love was contained even when unspoken. He dipped his brush into soft golden paint and began. Meanwhile, Jungkook sat on the couch with his laptop headphones in, editing a small video montage he had made for their everyday moment. Clips of Taehyung laughing when flour exploded in the kitchen. Short scene of Taehyung sleepily mumbling I love you in his sleep, clenching Jungkook's hoodie like a child with a safety blanket. Jungkook paused the video, heart scratching. This was his forever. This Taehyung, sleepy, soft, and completely his, was the greatest masterpiece he had ever known. That night they sat on the rooftop again. The rain had stopped and the air smelled like wet earth. Taehyung, you never think about where we will be in 10 years. Jungkook, yeah, I think about it all the time. And Jungkook is still here, still you, just maybe with a garden, a dog, more paintings of me, probably Taehyung grinning, a whole museum by then. Scared sometimes that I will mess it up, that one day I wouldn't be enough. Jungkook gently turned to face him. Jungkook, hey, you don't have to be anything more than you are. You already give me everything, Taehyung. Even when I'm quiet, Jungkook, especially then, Taehyung stood tight and he nodded, putting his face into Jungkook's neck. They didn't need words to know what they meant to each other, but one lazy afternoon as they lay tangled in the bed, Taehyung reached out, took Jungkook's hand and whispered, Taehyung, if I had to promise you something, it would be like this. I will never stop choosing you. Jungkook was rough. This emotion you wouldn't have to promise, but I will promise too. I will choose you even when it's hard, even when we argue, even when we are old and grey. Then you still love me. If I had wrinkles and grey hair, Jungkook, I would paint them silver and call them standards. Taehyung clenching, that's so cheesy. Jungkook, you like it? Taehyung softly, I do. One evening, Taehyung asked Jungkook to come into the studio on the stool, finished canvas and one he had started that rainy Sunday. It wasn't just a portrayal, it was a feeling. Jungkook wide eyes, this is different. The painting showed two fingers lying on the field, hands lashed together, eyes closed. Above them, stars bloom like flowers, and golden threads floated between their hearts. Jungkook, are we dreaming? Taehyung, no, we are resting, we are peaceful, we are okay. Jungkook stepped forward, running. Still, there were hard days, of course, days when Jungkook came home exhausted, days when Taehyung couldn't pick up a brush, days when argued over little things like dishes and laundry, but at the end of the day, they always came back to each other. Taehyung would wrap himself around Jungkook like burying his nose in his chest. Jungkook would kiss Taehyung's forehead and whisper, still us. Taehyung would nod, still us. One rainy afternoon, 1 year from the day they just first kissed, Jungkook came home to find a small box on the pillow. It was a key and a tiny card that read, for the studio I want us to build together, for the life we are painting every day. They Jungkook's eyes watered when he looked up. Taehyung stood at the doorway, nervous and hopeful. Taehyung, too much? No, it's perfect. They didn't need. Forever was built in silence and softness, in the little moment like that most people missed. Sometimes they still visited and the gallery where it all began. Jungkook would stand in front of the old painting, the one full of shadow and edge, and quietly wrap his arm around Taehyung's waist. Jungkook, you have come so far, Taehyung. You are the reason, Jungkook. No, Tae, you were always this beautiful. I just got lucky enough to see it one after dinner. As the rain tapped gently against the window, Jungkook whispered, Jungkook, tell me again, Taehyung, rolling his eyes with affection. What, Jungkook, you know what? Taehyung is smiling, I love you. Jungkook, one more time, Taehyung, pulling him closer, kissing him softly, then murmured again his lips. Tae, I love you. I will say it 1,000 times. I heard you in every painting. They still like that, tangled on the couch, wrapped in warmth of each other while the world sang quietly outside. Their love story didn't need an ending. It would live in every cup of coffee, every brush stroke, every quiet morning spent tracking the shape of each other's hand, because some aren't typed with instructions, they are written in silence between two people who understand each other without words. And Taehyung and Jungkook, they were music, soft, steady, and internal. The end. When how was it? Comment me down. Hope you enjoyed it. I will be back with a quick love story. Till then, take care. So bye bye. Love you. Bye.